He asked me, do you think the Restrict Act will get people out into the streets? And I really wish that my answer to that question was yes. I really do. But unfortunately, my answer to that question is I don't think so, because here's the deal. The Restrict Act is the Patriot Act Part 2. It is every bit as bad as the Patriot Act, could end up even being worse. It applies to all kinds of applications, and the penalties are severe. It could be up to 25 years in jail, could be up to $1 million fine. It is an incredibly dangerous piece of legislation. Banning TikTok is just one asterisk in the many terrible things it does. But here's the problem. They're already downplaying it. Here's something PolitiFact just published. The Restrict Act would allow the U.S. government to charge you with a felony and $1 million fine for having a VPN. PolitiFact calls this mostly false. It is not mostly false. But here is their logic. All right, the Restrict Act would give the U.S. Department of Commerce broad power to regulate technology under control by foreign adversaries, including China. First of all, it's any foreign country, not just foreign adversaries. They list, certain countries, but it really applies to any foreign country. If passed, the bill would not guarantee a TikTok ban, although lawmakers have raised national security concerns about TikTok. A virtual private network, or VPN, provides an encrypted connection over the internet from a device or network. This connection, blah, blah, blah. Senate Bill 686 does not criminalize possession of a VPN. So basically what PolitiFact is very lazily saying here is that statement is mostly false because it does not distinctly say VPN. What does it say, though? Well, it applies to any hardware, any software, any desktop application, any mobile application, any payment application that could be deemed a security concern that comes from out of the United States. That sure as hell involves any VPN. What I just described involves any VPN. So yeah, it doesn't say distinctly VPN. It uses broader terminology that clearly includes a VPN. And PolitiFact knows that this is a horrible job by PolitiFact in this case. This is very, very shoddy work that is at best lazy, at worst deceptive. Because this is just straight up not true. But this is an example of the way they're downplaying this horrible legislation, the way they downplayed the crime bill, the way they downplayed the Patriot Act, the way they downplayed the invasion of Iraq, the way they downplayed, the list goes on and on. The way they downplay climate change on a daily basis. Just another iteration. So shame on you. Shame on you, PolitiFact, on this one.
We all know that violations of privacy and freedom are a slippery slope and only go in one direction, right? When you give up your freedom, you never get it back. We saw, obviously, the Patriot Act, under George Bush. If you're in the United States, everybody obviously knows about that. Now we have the proposed Restrict Act. They're not even hiding it under a cool and positive name like Patriot Act anymore. They're just telling you exactly what they're going to do, which is restrict your activity, which is purportedly to block people from using TikTok. But if you actually read the vague and nonsensical, to be honest, language, it basically says that any single platform deemed dangerous by the United States government, you can get a massive fine and go to jail for using as a United States citizen without defining exactly what those are and what they would be in the future. You can see how that could be massively dangerous. These kind of things are being pushed left and right from both the United States government and governments around the world.